President Trump has now just landed in Philadelphia, where he'll attend the NCAA Wrestling Championships. Tonight's big event comes after the organization banned biological men in women's sports and the president's executive order on the same issue.
We will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
Guys, Donald Trump has done it again because the crowd went wild. He went to the NCAA Championship, the wrestling championships out there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and they lost their ish when this guy walked out. Hilarious how the one guy's talking and then they just stop paying attention to whatever the hell he's saying, and then they just start focusing on Trump and everybody starts cheering and going crazy. Let's not forget about the USA chants, and including some of the players as well who got to shake this man's hand. I think the Democrats are going to be in trouble for a very long time. I know Trump's term technically ends after this, but let's not forget you got J.D. Vance, Vivek Ramaswamy, Byron Donalds, Ron DeSantis. You got a lot of heavy hitters. You even got Tulsi Gabbard, okay, wild card. But meanwhile, you got people like AOC and Bernie Sanders out here just hooting and hollering and hoping to make some sort of desperate impact, which obviously is going to fail because this fool idiot is still out here capping and arguing in favor of illegal immigrants and calling out Elon Musk for being rich.
And so when they try to come in, make them show a warrant, make them show a document, make them assert their authority. Ask them, who are you? Who are you? Because at the end of the day, they're no one.
That's right.
They're just like you, and they're just like me. And he's running around because he thinks he's got a bank account with a lot of zeros in it, that it makes him some kind of super citizen. I don't think so. This is America.
Yes.
You see, that's the real threat to democracy, stupid people. That's the threat. Our biggest threat to democracy is stupid people.
These people have lost the plot and they're wasting their time. It's a miracle anybody showed up to these rallies to begin with. How is it that the midterms are years away, the next election is years away, but you still got people having rallies? Like, what's even the point? Is this like a we hate Donald Trump and fight the oligarchy rally? Because it seems like that's what she's talking about, is fighting the oligarchy.
Entire political agenda and a certain ugly kind of politics in this country. And that is lying to and screwing over working and middle-class Americans so that they can steal our health care, Social Security, and veterans benefits.
people are crazy. That's all they think about. They don't think about the country. They don't think about jobs. They don't think about lowering your drug costs, infrastructure. These people are crazy.
Meanwhile, she's getting roasted for saying fart, even though it was only briefly in one of her speeches.
We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us today.
Yeah.
Is that resonating
How
with
long
Americans?
are we going to ignore the big story here? AOC saying fart. I mean, come on. You have me on this show and you don't even bring up the fact that she says fart? That's from hanging around Bernie, you know what I mean? Ooh, baby.
That's from the man with the poop
message
mug.
truly stinks. But yeah, Bernie and AOC, do you think they're banging the wrong drum here? And they're farting.
Oh.
A farting couple is a happy couple.
Even left-wing Ana Kasparian from TYT is not impressed with AOC for a lot of different reasons.
Democratic Senator Elise Slotkin just hammered AOC and Senator Bernie Sanders, asking, quote, what have they actually done? One constituent pressed the freshman senator on how she would step up for us now in the way the person said that Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Jasmine Crockett and Senator Bernie Sanders have been screaming, enraged, passionate in response to the Trump administration. And here's how Slotkin responded.
All of those things require me to be more than just an AOC. I can't do what she does because we live in a purple state and I'm a pragmatist. Everyone you mentioned has a lot of words, but what have they actually done to change the situation with Donald Trump?
There's no hope for this party. Like, let's just keep it real. This is the last term for Bernie Sanders. I'm not actually impressed with AOC. I'm gonna keep it real. Sometimes she'll remember, oh yeah, I should focus on the working class. Most of the time she weighs in on the cultural stuff, the culture war stuff. And it's very easy to, like, corporate Democrats have a very easy time pressuring her to vote in the way that they want her to vote. I also wanna be clear about that. So like, I actually take issue with lumping AOC together with Bernie Sanders. However, I'll give her credit for doing what she's doing with Bernie Sanders, going across the country, doing this tour, talking to working class people. If she focused on that kind of strategy and spent a little less time scolding everybody for not being adequately left-wing enough for her, culturally speaking, I think we'd be in a better position. But who knows? We'll see.
And like you, and I'd become pretty disenchanted with AOC. I think she's a little too activist pilled. You know, like the people that work in these nonprofit organization pilled, they are a little bit too social justice-y for me.
Yes.
In terms of their rhetoric and their tone. It's just like, guys, like, do you realize people don't care about none of this stuff? Not in the way that you do.
It's not, hold on. But it's not just, I do actually think that people care about justice. I do actually think that people want fairness.
Yes.
However, I don't think it's necessarily the cause or causes that AOC promotes. It's the way in which she, and yes, also Jasmine Crockett do it. So in this last election cycle, 71% of voters were white. Can you guys just maybe for a little while hold off on talking about how much you hate white people? Just for a little while.
Well, I mean,
I know that that's in vogue for Democrats right now to lump every white person in America together.
Yeah,
doesn't matter if you're Armenian, didn't speak English as your first language, and your parents were refugees from a Soviet-controlled country. You have light skin, so you are exactly the same as like
you're George
an
Bush.
American racist that has ancestors who own slaves. Yeah, right off. How about that? I hate that messaging. It's so repulsive and it's so dumb. So don't engage in it. You're not going to win people over.
If you ask me, I think this party's cooked, okay? Now, obviously, there's going to be new up-and-comers. There's going to be a shake-up over time. Like, it's just the natural order of things. But for the time being, you got a bunch of old farts. You got Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi. You got that Raskin idiot. You got some dummies left over from the squad, AOC being one of them. You got Ayanna Pressley, Crockett. I mean, these people are losers. They're basically just actors. They're not really trying to pass any significant legislation. They don't even talk about legislation. They just get up there, holler and scream and make people feel something, but they don't actually make any real proposals. And I think a lot of Americans see through that. That's why Trump gets the cheers and these other dummies really don't get anything. Certainly don't get enough votes to win a 2024 election. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Shut up, Brock. I'm glad that he was the last match. That's the last match. That's the last match.